Warning. It is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions LLC and the Working Perspectives podcast that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You have been warned, so if you decide to listen to the recording, then don't complain about the language. Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by jdub, Justin Richardson, Jana, Hehlo, Lasmeeshma, Liam, Reese, and the one and only Shanna Vesci. You can find all our stuff and all our content and all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you this sweet, sweet heat. Dub, how we living, baby?
In mansions and Benzes.
Give an inch to your friends, and it feels stupendous.
Feels stupendous.
Very nice.
I'm a burden to my friends, and it feels stupendous.
Jana, hello. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. Glad to have you back. That was I felt like I was calling an 800 number with that voice. Reminded me of the good old days. Very nice. Lasmeeshma, how we doing, baby cakes?
I've never been better in my entire life.
Wow. Well, speaking of your entire life, this is the Working Perspectives podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
All right, so let's get into it. Today on the show, we have the one and only Shanna Vesci. Shanna Vesci, longtime fan of the show, listener of the show. Super excited she could be on. She is another one of the jdub brethren, one of you jdub locals. So super excited to get her on. Super excited to get a female perspective from, the jdub circles and get her story and, kind of chat it up because she's pretty cool. So without further ado, we got a lot to get into, so I want to get right into it. So, Shanna, thanks so much for being on the show and agreeing to be here. Before we get started, I would just like to ask, what movie do you think is better, The Godfather Part 1 or The Godfather Part 2?
I think I've only seen Part 1. It's pretty bad.
The win by default.
Great. Another one for one. That's great. All right. Well, let's move on. I knew that wasn't going to be a winner. How about Cheetos, crunchy or puff?
I like the cheese balls. Does that count?
Golly.
Golly.
Dude, cheese balls are making like a surge.
Dude,
There's been a
how
surge
about it?
in a cheese ball answer.
We didn't get a puffed for damn near a year. And now it's fucking everybody's a cheese ball gimmick all of a sudden.
And they're not even saying puff; they're saying cheese
Every
balls
ball.
time and time again.
No one gives
And it's
love
not
to
even
the
a
doodle.
choice.
Yeah. I mean, Jana, you didn't even you went puffed, right? When you were on.
No, I was cheese balls.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Balls
considered a
puffed.
puffed.
Puffed ball.
Yeah, but it's specific.
You're thinking of the doodle. The puff itself has several categories. There's the doodle, which is,
okay.
right?
I'm kinda
Which
thinking
Jacks and, all that. And then the Utz cheese ball, Utz, Justin, the Utz cheese ball container, the big blue one, that's what gets the most love. That or Planters,
Yeah.
correct, Justin?
Oh yeah, Planner's got a good cheese ball.
Planters.
True.
Don't fuck around.
All right.
I have a 10 right here.
Yep, I bet you
Nuh-uh.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Oh shit!
Lucky.
Wow.
Oh, they got them at like the dollar store, yo.
Well, you practice what you preach. Proud of
That's
you.
how you know they're good.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Shanna, this is a big question. All right, this will divide the room. Just to let you know,
Okay, go for it.
when you get chicken wings, do you do drums or flats?
Drums.
I knew you'd get one of them eventually. Drums
You
for
get-
life.
Do the ones who vote for chicken wings, do you know how to eat it?
What? Eat a drum?
Eat a chicken wing.
I don't get what you mean.
You have to like smash the bones and break the bones, and then the meat falls off.
You're
Oh, you mean
saying
the
for the
flats?
flats.
Flats. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't know what
Okay.
they're called. I like the drum.
Yeah,
I like the
yeah.
flat.
So
Yeah.
I've done a little bit of research on this subject. Right? When you're breaking a chicken down, when like a classically trained chef is breaking a chicken down, the
Okay.
drum part is called a drumette. The flat part is called a wingette. So the name fucking wings is in the wingettes. Therefore, the wings is
Well,
like it was meant to be. You know what I mean?
Isn't
But-
the whole piece called the wing when it's because initially they're attached? Like the flat and the drum come attached, and you break them apart, right? So initially, the whole thing together is called a wing. Isn't that correct?
I'll send the picture. There's like they have like the whole chicken like fucking cut into segments.
Well,
There's like
I
a
feel
wingette
like
and a
because
drum.
it's called a wingette, it's like making it subpar, and the
Mm.
drum is so
Mm.
special it needed its own name.
Jana, yeah,
So I think I disagree with you on that.
yeah. I would agree with Jana on that because drums are far
Yeah,
superior
sorry.
to flats.
Then why aren't they called like, hey, let's go get some drums?
I mean,
Yeah.
if you could get
Well,
I
no one
guarantee-
says wingettes. Let's go get wingettes, bro. No one
Yeah,
says
so
that
they
either.
shortened it. So they just shortened it down.
Wing
you
is
know?
slang for wingette.
Oh,
Exactly.
is it?
Yeah,
Oh, did we all know that
Exactly.
until
Yes.
4 seconds ago?
It
I
absolutely is.
would say if there was a place that sold wings that were just the drums, it would be the most popular wing spot that ever
We
existed.
will open dual restaurants next to each
Yeah.
other.
Oh,
And yours is
that's-
just
that would be
drums
fun.
and mine's just flat.
I'll have a line around the block. All right. So next question, and this is a new one. Me and Justin, a lot of our texts are, what do you
That's
prefer?
all we
This or
text each
this?
other.
Or this or this? Because we're trying to find stuff to argue about. So Shanna, and I'm interested to see Liam and Jana's responses as well. What do you think are better, pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Waffles.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
What are you going,
Yeah, waffles are definitely better.
Jana?
I have this fight with myself every time I go out for breakfast. I don't know. I think I order pancakes more.
Yeah, but waffles are better.
Waffles might be better, but I think I'm a pancakes
You're a
girl.
flapjack gal. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Can't win
I'll
them
go
all.
pancakes.
I like can't handle pancakes anymore.
Too much.
Yeah.
Dude, a nice
swear,
Belgian.
I can't.
Oh, a nice crispy Belgian. Oh, come on. And also, like, I love a lot of places are getting very creative with their waffles. You have the chicken and waffle gimmicks. You have the ice cream and waffle gimmicks. I mean, it's just so versatile, the waffle. Really can do anything. Really.
Dude, I had a
There's
bacon and
a-
cheddar waffle and it was fucking
Oh, I bet it was. I bet it was incredible.
it
I
was.
bet it was incredible. Yeah. So nice. All right. And then I'll even throw you an old question, Shanna. What do you think of the piece of shit movie Bohemian Rhapsody?
I didn't see it.
Because it sucks.
Because it's a
Piece of
piece of
shit.
shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't think I said it that loud.
Nice. All
I
right.
didn't want to see it. Nothing about it really drawn me in.
You didn't want to see Remy Malek's big teeth?
He did. He went teeth heavy.
Yeah,
for
because
that.
why would you? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you just like go read about Freddie Mercury or something?
Yeah. Or
Like
also, yeah. Watch the him at Live 8 on YouTube as million
Yeah.
times as you want because it's incredible. Yeah, I'm with you. No one likes it. No one likes it. Anyone that does like it's a communist. So there you go. There's that. All right. So Shanana, thanks for being on the show and super happy to have you here. And really, really excited to get this going. I believe you discovered. How did you discover the show? Was it the end of Saga? Is that when you got
Yeah.
hooked to the greatness? Man, how long ago was the end of Saga? God, when did we record that? October, Justin?
Long time ago. I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, it feels like forever. You know what I mean? Like in the scheme of things, because that was before our 100th episode. You know
There's
what I
been
mean?
3 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. God, that was right at like, I think that was like, those were episodes like 95, 96, and 97 or something like that. But yeah, man, that seems like a long time ago, and I can still remember. But yeah, so no, super excited that you liked the show and got into it. So I want to get into talking about you. So you grew up in the illustrious town that is North Willy.
Oh yeah.
How was
Right
it?
on.
How was it for you there?
It was kind of rough, actually.
Wow, do tell.
Not in like a hood type of rough.
Sure.
Kind of like a
Sure.
suburban.
Like being bullied by older kids, rough.
Well, that yeah. But almost like you weren't rich enough to live near the white people, and you weren't poor enough to live with the black people. You were just like this middle ground. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of like
Chinese.
Yeah.
maybe.
We're just poor and stuck in this 10-block radius.
Yeah. You hung out with all the gray people, and it was great.
And back then, it was a town where, you know, if your parents lived in the city, they could run out of the city and move out towards North Wales, and not a lot of people were there. There was a lot of farmland a long time ago, so people landed there.
Yeah. And there's a train, like the train goes right, there's a stop there. So if you did work in the city, you can just like go to the train station, bada bing, bada boom, betty boop, you're in the city. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nice. Okay. So do you have like, I guess you've lived there your whole life. Do you remember one of your oldest memories from North Wales?
Oldest memory? What oldest? Like when I was the youngest and I still have that memory?
Yeah, like your first ever memory. Do you have one?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I'm afraid to admit what that is, but I will.
Go right ahead.
Well, one time, my memory is it goes back further than it should. I can remember being in a diaper.
Wow.
That's not normal.
I mean, were you in a diaper until you were 7? Is that
why?
No,
no. But one time my mom had company over. It was like my cousin and my aunt or something like that, and her husband.
Yeah.
And I was watching TV in the living room, and I shit my diaper. And I crawled into the dining room to where my mom was conversing with her guests.
Sure.
And I crawled in, and I like leaned on the chair because I'm on my knees, and I leaned, and I was like, blah, 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 like trying to tell her.
Wait, you remember that far back?
Yes, it's not normal.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And I was trying to tell her.
You're like, Mom, like you got a job to do. We got a fucking package back here that needs delivery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like all I knew is when that happened, she shows up. That's all I know.
Right.
So I was trying to tell her, and I was like, blah, 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 blah. And she was just like, hi, Shan. And then she went back to talking to the guests, and I just stood there like, all right, I'm gonna go back now.
Yeah. Eventually they're gonna notice because it can stink. I don't know if they feed kids, but
I feel like it was like
2
hours. I feel like it was 2 hours later. Like I remember sitting there for a while.
Yeah, well.
You remember everything since then?
No.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
I don't remember like anything until like 3rd grade. I don't think I became conscious until I was like 8.
God, I'm trying to think of what my oldest memory is.
I don't remember anything since I was like 20.
Dude, I couldn't tell you half the shit I did yesterday. You know what I mean?
I don't remember anything after 20.
Yeah. What Liam, do you have your oldest memory?
Oh God, dude. I remember seeing like a Cookie Monster cake for one of my younger siblings' birthday, but I can't remember. That's what I mean. Like I like
remember specifics.
Barely, I barely remember it. So I remember like the house we lived in Long Island, but I don't remember like shit about living there. I remember like the house, but that's it.
Same. Yeah.
I got like 6 brain cells left, so
sure. Yeah, you're struggling with with the old B cells.
I don't know where my fucking keys are, you know.
What about you, Jana? What's your oldest memory?
I have memories that are like in pictures. So I can picture myself at Disney at 3, and I can picture myself playing with my friend Justin from next door when we were like 5. And I can picture myself in 1st grade sitting in the classroom, but it's not, none of them are like motion pictures. It's all just like a little tiny
thought,
and then that's it.
Justin, member of the cursing club?
Do you remember that? Oh no, Justin? No. It was just me and Christina. That's it. It was
Oh.
just two of us.
Yeah, women only in the cursing club. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. And Jalen Durr, what do you got?
I honestly got the first memory like I can remember that's like moving is I'm 6. Me and Bradley are sitting right by we had a side door on our twin, and we're watching Swamp Thing as my dad packs his car to leave. His white Ford Escort. And I
Oh my
remember him like
God.
having everything in boxes, and the only reason we were watching TV there is because it was the TV he was taking. So we like plugged it in and we like turned on like Swamp Thing was on.
Yeah. So your dad's packing up to move out to
That's like the only thing I
leave to
remember.
leave you and your mom and the children he made with her.
That's
And
his
and
first memory?
That's our first memory.
while he's packing up, the TV's like on the porch because that's probably the
Nah,
last
it was
thing-
right by the door though. Like I remember like plugging it in, sitting down, I'm turning it on.
But it's by the door because he's taking it with him.
Yeah. It's like packed
Okay.
to go, and we've like turned because we're sitting Indian style on the floor, and I'm just like trying to make the best of it for Brad,
Yeah.
I think. And we're
Yeah.
watching Swamp Thing, and I just remember being like, this show is so fucking stupid, yo.
And he's like, I'm taking this TV.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He'd be like, all right, time to unplug it and leave
Sounds like a
forever.
great guy.
Wow.
Oh,
Man.
dude, we gotta have an episode about that.
Fuck.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah. So that's a real, to keep a light note going, I guess. But
J-Dub wins.
yeah. My first memory is we were in California and it's just running up this hill. I don't know. I remember as a kid, it was like my little brother was too little, like he was barely walking. And then my older brother and my older sister, we were all at this like park and running up this hill. And that's like my oldest memory. So yeah, there you go. But it happened and I know it happened and I was there. So fuck off. Okay. So then let's keep it going. So Shanna Banana, Shanna Baby. Okay. So you're growing up in North Willy, North Wellington, North Wakadaka, North Wakanda. So you're hanging out there. And what was it like? So I know this in 4th Street where like you, when you were 9, you could go to the pool by yourself without an adult. What was the age to go to the pool by yourself in North Wales? Do you guys remember? Was it 9?
Oh, like there's a rule at North Gwen?
Yeah, I don't remember a rule.
No, we got dropped off there.
Yeah.
Oh, because at 4th Street, you had to be accompanied by adult until you were, and if you were, until you were 9. When you were 9, you can just go by yourself. But
I don't know the age, but I used to walk there by myself. I was probably between 10 and 12 though. For sure.
Okay.
I actually swam there too often that I got swimmer's ear, and like that was like the last time I went.
I can't say I blame you. The Norgwen pool is freaking incredible. Like that pool is ballin' outrageous. Like always has been, always will be. That was a pretty sweet pool, you know. The diving
Great
board was
diving
pretty. Oh, the diving boards were tap natch, baby. Tap natch. Fucking, you're doing like triple gainers off of that gimmick, you know. I always wanted to go to a pool with like the high dives. You know what I mean?
The high ones, like the platforms.
Yeah. Where do they have those? I would love that.
On TV.
I don't even know if they have them anymore at swim clubs.
I went to one in Florida when I was like 12 years old, and it was just wooden platforms though, and they were 15, 25, and I want to say like 30 feet.
Wow.
And I saw boobs for the first time. This girl hit the water and her top came off.
Whoa.
And I saw her like pop up. I was like, yeah. And I was like swimming back. I remember it being like the highlight of the trip. I like came home. They were like, how was it? I was like, salt tits in person. Not related to them. Non-related tits. And I'm hyped about it.
Wow. Yeah. God, that's like that's like every like, you know, young boy's dream at the pool. Oh my gosh.
I think I jumped off of a 25-foot cliff in Jamaica.
Whoa.
Diving board. And it hurt when you hit the water.
Yeah.
Like it fucking hurt.
Yeah. We used to go to Black Rock. What was Black Rock? There was like a 25 was by the waterfall, and there was like a 40 by the dam, right?
They had big ones. Slatington had the big boys. Slatington.
Yeah.
J-Dub, you been to Slatington?
No.
Is that the bridge?
I went
with the train tracks, right?
Yeah, the bridge with that Black Rock had
Yeah.
the bridge with the train tracks.
That's Black Rock. Okay.
Yeah, I did that too, and I only did it once. And when I was coming down, right, like I jumped, like it fucking sucked, right? Like,
Yeah.
like you're up there. It is terrifying. Nothing fun about that. And the water wasn't very deep, right? So I jump off and my legs come up in the seated position. And then when I landed, it was like a smack. And I was like, ah! And like, I was like, my legs went numb. I was like, this isn't good, guys. Need some help.
No, it hurt.
Yeah, Ryan Payton saved me. He's a great guy. But yeah, not fun. But yeah, but I fucking jumped off of it. I didn't chicken out like some of these other pussies. So okay, yeah. And then, dude, I want to make my dad grew up in Scranton, and there's this park in Scranton called Naog Park, and they have this place called the Falls. Bro, it's like something out of a dream. It is the coolest as far as like jumping off a rock. But all right,
the bridge that separates PA and Jersey. There's like a bunch of them up by New Hope. And,
Okay.
I don't know which one, but my old I see, maybe this was before I was 6 because I have this memory. He's telling me how we can jump off the bridge. And he's like, but the river moves quick and you got to swim to the side. And I'm like, what, dude? I'm like, we're not doing it. And I remember being like, he's like, nah, I used to do it all the time when I was a kid. And I was like, dude, I'm like, I do not want to jump off this bridge right now. I might have been older than 6 because I remember him being like, it's not that fucking hard. And I'm like, I don't think you're allowed to do this yet.
Yeah. Dude, plus
There
two,
were-
like, oh, go ahead, Shan.
Oh, there are a few places for cliff jumping,
I would
like
love
Peace
to do
Rock and the Quarry.
Yeah,
and
Slatington was. Yeah,
Is
was
that
a
the
quarry.
quarry?
So Slatington, I just checked, had 40 foot and a 70 plus foot. You could jump
Yeah,
off.
I watched a
Yeah.
couple people. I saw people do. I think it was Brett Schnabel. He did those 70-foot while I was
Yeah.
there.
We all did.
What?
The day I got off of probation, the first time I smoked weed in like a half a year, I jumped off the 70 because like, you know, you're there with your friends and
Yeah.
everybody's doing it. And you don't want to look like a pussy. And I remember, dude, I was fucking so scared to do
Yeah.
it, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like baked out of my mind and terrified to fucking do it.
But
And
you
I've never
had
done
to.
it. I've never done it since then. I've never gone back since then.
Is there that type of peer pressure, like for boys, right? Like everybody had that crazy friend that you're like, oh fuck, now we all have to do this kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jana's friends, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, do women, like, is there that type of peer pressure for women too? Shanna, did you experience that?
Well, yeah, I have a similar experience. I went to a place called Saggy Tits. I don't know if anyone's heard of that one, but
Is that
it was
Justin's mom's house?
I won't stand for this.
Oh man.
She was a good woman.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. God damn it, Justin. I'm sorry.
Mom has nice tits, yo.
Shout out to
Whoa.
Cream Saver, fan of the show, the meat mule.
so
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Saggy Tits was actually like 2 rope swings hanging side by side.
Oh, that's
I
a
believe-
great name.
I believe
Yeah.
it was towards like Easton, kind
Okay.
of towards New Hope area.
Like Easton Peaburg area.
Maybe Upper Black Eddy, something like that.
Mhm.
But one of the ropes broke, and then there was just one, and then everyone's like, oh, it's fine. You just swim across and climb up, and you climb up these rocks, and then you got to just like grab the rope and swing through. But the water was black, pitch
Mm.
fucking black.
Ugh.
And I just remember approaching it like, I don't think I should go in here. And
Yeah.
everyone's just like, come on, let's go. And then like that day, there were people like shooting heroin behind the tree where the rope swing was like attached to. And then I ended up like swimming through and I saw like a snake and I just felt like I shouldn't be here. Like this isn't good. And
how
everyone,
old were you?
I was probably like 17, 16
Oh,
age.
wow.
So that's peak of
That's
like peer pressure.
terrifying. Oh, that's terrifying though. Yeah.
But there were about like 50 people there.
Oh,
and
shit.
it was like a party on a Sunday. And then I went on a vacation like a couple weeks later and I had like it looked like a zit on my leg. And my friend was like, what's that? And I'm like, I think it's a zit. No, it turns into a full-blown staph infection. I don't know if you've ever
From the
experienced
heroin
that.
water?
Do you have MRSA?
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and it started out like a pimple, like a whitehead. It looked like a whitehead, and then I didn't, mess with it really. And then I don't like to pick zits,
Sure.
but it grew.
Same.
And if you've ever had staph, it's like a hard ball of pus that like grows under your skin.
Sounds awesome.
I remember it was like very high up on my leg, and I think I was like 16, 17. Like I don't think I had sex yet. And my doctor was like, oh, is it like some kind of STD? And I'm like, no, I don't know where this thing came
You can't
from.
get STDs from being fingered, right?
Why would he not know?
And why was he
Why would he
asking
ask
you
you?
for confirmation?
Yeah.
Yeah, this doctor's definitely a virgin.
He
Yeah,
was
doctor's
just
like,
like-
hey, 17-year-old with no high school diploma. What is this?
I think she was just looking at my chart, like, okay, when does this girl like get out of here? I think the age is like 23 or something when you switch to a regular doctor.
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
she was
yeah,
like
yeah.
my pediatrician. So
Oh, dude, they had
But
that.
yeah.
I remember they had to have that talk with me because like my mom stopped taking me to the doctor once I had a driver's license, you know, and then like I just never stopped going to my pediatrician. And I was like, I don't know,
Yeah.
23 or some shit because I
Yeah.
like stopped going regularly, but like if something was wrong, I would like go to and like I remember I came in there for like an STD thing, and they were like, you know, like you got to get a real doctor, right? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, you're my doctor? Like, I'm a pediatrician. There's toys in the lobby, and you're bringing problems here that I don't deal with normally. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I got it.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to wrap my head around the doctor who like went through medical school and like couldn't like, you know what I mean? He couldn't figure out what staph infection was.
Yeah.
yeah.
Not like uncommon. I've heard of it before. I'm no doctor. So he
Yeah.
had to have studied it at some point,
Yeah,
right?
he had to come
Yeah.
across it eventually. He or she. We don't know. Don't want to be
It
sexist.
was a she.
Wow.
Yeah, we
but-
knew.
Explains a lot.
That's a strange doctor.
Yeah.
Was.
That's also a
was-
virgin.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you get the staph infection on your leg. How bad did it get?
I couldn't walk.
That bad? That painful?
Yeah. It was like, it must have been like right next to that inner thigh muscle.
Okay.
Because it was like kind of right in the middle of my like quad, but not my quad on the side towards my inner thigh. And I was just like, I couldn't walk. It honestly got to the size of like a baseball.
Jesus, did you have to have it drained?
So I put warm compresses on it. I think
don't wanna
she
hear
did-
anymore. I
she
regret asking that
recommended
question.
No,
No,
say it
again.
on. Say it. Wait.
I think
I would have popped the fucking thing. I will
No,
tell you that right now.
I ended up stabbing it with like a safety pin. I think when it got a
Good
little
for
bit
you.
smaller, and
Yeah.
then it went away.
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
kind of like a scary nightmare for that age. Like, and I
Yeah.
just all I could think about was fucking saggy tits, man. Like I never want to go back there.
If saggy tits doesn't give you an STD, I don't know what will, right? Come on.
Yeah, who'd have thunk the lake called saggy tits where people are shooting up heroin, you'd get a staph infection, you know?
So, wow. Yeah. Fucking
Yeah.
shout out saggy tits, fan of the show, listener of the show. Nice. Okay. Cliff jumping, man. That does sound like a lot of fun. Maybe a live event. Maybe not. Any other moments of peer pressure, Shanana Banana, you can think of?
Nothing like off the top of my head. You know, binge drinking was huge in our town. So
I used to know a guy, and I know you know him as well, Shanna, that he beer bonged 18 shots of 151.
Oh, what?
And then, yeah,
is this
and
guess
then
who?
you know, don't say his name because he's
No, I won't. I'm gonna just guess, but I don't even know if I'm right.
he's banned from the show. But you can say his
Uh-oh.
name. I'll cut it. But go ahead.
Give me a hint, a clue.
You know who the fuck it is. Who do I know that you know?
It's Tommy Romeo.
No, it's not.
I can only think of Peter. I don't know.
Pete McCormick?
I feel like he would never drink 151 though.
No, it was
God.
jdub. You were there, weren't you?
I watched him do it. He did
Yeah.
9, and then he did it, and we were all like horrified. He went, "You don't think I'll do it again?" And I was like, "That's not what anybody say.
Dude, I've
That's
seen
not what anyone wants." And then he did it again, and I was like,
Why
"Who
is
to
he
drive me
alive?
home?"
Dude,
And
yeah.
Dog,
Go
why
ahead.
is he alive? Is something I said like 19 times, yo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember you were like, because I was like, I remember you yelled for me. I was upstairs and you were downstairs and you're like, dude, he's like, he's not moving. And I was just like, put him on his stomach. If he throws up, he won't choke. Just put him on his stomach. And you're like, that right? And then
Are
he
you
like,
supposed to put him on your side?
the fuck, dude. Do I look like the doctor that didn't know what STDs were for Shanna? Like, how the fuck do I know? You know?
Let him
But
sleep on their back.
I
That's
do
all.
have a funny story about him. I won't mention like detail, but one time when he actually was staying with Liam, I came home from somewhere, I think work, because I worked in the industry. So I was working until like 9. or 10, and it was pouring rain, and he was passed out on the front of some guy's truck that was parked in the driveway. And I was just like, oh my God, you need to come inside. You can't sleep here right now. And obviously there's tons of stories, but that one is one of my favorite fucking, like, this is my fucking boyfriend of 5 years. Like, wow.
Oh, you guys dated for that long, man. Man.
One time I watched him punch a seagull and it cut his hand open. And I remember watching the whole thing go down and be like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? Like, weeks. He was holding a Cheeto, like luring it in. You know, he had a puff. He had a delicious puff. Come get this puff. And once it got close,
right?
Like, yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, I know he like bit into an onion at senior week. Like, who bites into an onion like an apple? He does.
Yeah.
George Costanza only.
Yeah. He's
great though.
I do love him.
Yeah.
I do love him, but he big time the show, so he's banned. But it is. So all right. Yeah, let's keep moving. So you're like 9, 10, 11. So North Wales, you know, when we were kids, was what it was. But then eventually North Wales would develop this reputation of a bunch of scumbag. So what was it like for you as like a younger female with literally some of the craziest fuckers going, like, you know, a couple years older than you? What was it like at that age, you know, coming up?
It was intense. I feel like that's the word for it.
Okay.
And is also why I wanted to come on the show and like talk about a female perspective in that era, because I was kind of in the middle age group where there were older brothers and younger brothers.
Yeah.
There were some girls, but the girls were younger. Like Liam's sister was my age, but then all the other girls in the town were a little bit younger. So it was like a tough place to be. We were like right under the older guys. Yeah. So they weren't interested in women, is what they kind of came across. But
well, they weren't interested in being friends with women, right?
Oh no, probably friends with they're not interested in being friends with their little sister's friends. That's definitely the way to put that. Yeah. So there was a lot of like, you know, go do something else, leave us alone. And then it like turned into like, you know, just like name calling to like get us to like leave a room or, you know, stuff like that. So
oh, anyone particular?
Well, yeah.
Anyone maybe on the show?
Oh no, I don't know.
I'm kidding. But what? You'd be hanging out with your friend Liam. She was friends with your sister, right?
No, she was. They weren't. They swam together when they were like younger. But I don't think they weren't like buddies when they.
Oh, I see.
Got to high school and stuff.
Yeah, when I was younger, I did Jamie was my partner for safety work at North Willy Elementary. So we put up the flag together every morning. And then we'd walk to the corner and make sure the little kids that were like younger than us got across the street okay, like every afternoon.
Wow.
Nerds.
Yeah. Wait, did you get
a safety?
Did you get the sash thing?
Yeah, you had the orange belt.
Oh, I wanted that so bad.
You gotta earn it.
Yeah.
You gotta put the flag up. Put the flag up, USA. And walk some little kids.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Our weekend pop-in co-host is I hit him in the back of the head with a Capri Sun straw. Like I hit it on the table and I hit him back of the head. And he's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. And my neighbor is a safety at the time, and he's got the belt on, yo. And he's like, don't worry. And I'm like, oh, fuck, this is not gonna make anything better, yo. So he walks me home from school. Then in the morning, we're neighbors. He lives across the street, and he's standing outside my house.
Wait, how old is this neighbor?
He's the same grade as Day.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm 2 grades below Day. But
so the person you stabbed in the back of the head with a Capri Sun was Sean Day.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah. I didn't mean to hit him, yo. To hit him by, and he turns around at the lunch table at breakfast and goes, I'm gonna fuck you up. And I was like, oh. And then, but my neighbor was there with his safety jaw. He's like, don't worry. And I was like, oh. So the next morning he's there, standing outside with his jaw on. He's like, I'm gonna walk you to school. I was like, I don't need this. He walks me to school. He like stands there, and then he has to go do the flags, and he leaves me. On the second he leaves me, Day walks over, picks me up above his head, and just throws me into a bush.
Dude,
was it fun?
Like,
I mean, it didn't hurt that bad. Like I climbed out of the bush and I was like, honestly, I've seen Day do a lot worse to people.
Yeah, he was a vicious kid.
I was like getting tossed in the bush. Really didn't. I had my backpack on anyway.
Yeah.
I just went in there and waited till he walked away, wiggled out of the bush.
That was probably the
Amazing.
right move.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Don't antagonize him any further. What? Wait. What? So wait. Day was not willing to beat up the safety guy also because
Oh,
No,
no,
he
he did
probably-
later. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he beat
He
up the
definitely
safety
did
kid
later.
too. But you get in trouble if you beat up the safety.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Safety first, guys. Safety first.
They'd be
Right?
doing their cross guard walk.
Sure. They had the hands with the whole. Yeah.
I
I'm
was
with
just like ambitious in elementary school. Like I would want to go to school early. I don't know what was wrong with me. I was in all the choir, select choir, chorus, the safety thing. All this stuff was like before class in the morning. And I don't know why I did those things.
Because you didn't have terrible friends who would call you gay if you did it.
Yeah. Still full
It
of
sounds
hope and
awesome. I would have done
wonder.
all that stuff.
Plus too, it's like when you're a kid, like you want to do like be good and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you just wanted to be good and have fun and play, go to school that you enjoyed going to. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Yeah.
you're a fucking loser, but there's nothing wrong with
Right.
it. So, okay, nice. Jana, what was like, do you have any similar experiences being that you also share a Y chromosome?
No, I have none.
Yeah, you weren't peer pressured. You didn't go near saggy tits. You didn't do it.
You know, I was not peer pressured. We have like where I'm from, like everybody's friends and everyone's like, hey, do you want some weed? And you're just like, no. And they're like, all right, cool, see you later. Like no one cared about anyone not doing, like everyone did their own thing. Everyone was cool with it. It was like, we always talk about it. It's like a movie. It's like a fantasy land. And the only thing I can remember, which was so fun, was going to a party in high school, and it was like with all these like older kids and whatever, and they were like kept filling. It was me and like three of my girlfriends, and they were like just filling up our cup, and we'd be like, this is great, and like secretly throwing the drink behind over our shoulder into the bushes. But that's the only time we like acted like we didn't know that many people, but
yeah.
in real life everyone was understanding and just didn't give a shit if you didn't want to do anything. They're like, all right, cool.
They were also like professional
Lucky.
drug users because they were like, I'm not wasting my drugs on someone that doesn't want, because I want these drugs.
Yeah.
And also, did you say they share a Y chromosome?
Do they?
No, girls are XX, males
No.
are XY.
Well, I'm a fucking twat, aren't I?
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
Yeah.
Right
Well,
over my
maybe-
dumb head.
Yeah. I didn't, honestly, I was swinging blind on that. I didn't know the right answer. I was just like trying to be clever, but thanks, Liam.
Yeah, and I was like, true.
Yeah.
But
Thanks.
on that tip, I wanted to jump back to that some of the women and the name calling that was happening in town.
Yay! Let's have it.
That's it, girl.
Dude,
I wanted to actually
give us some of the best names you ever heard, because I will say this, for all the North Wales stupid shit that does go on, the names that come out of there, i.e. Straflastrada, Papa Skibip, all those stupid Stubins, right? Jalen Dutt, like all these dumb all these stupid fucking great names that just come out of there. I love it. So what do you got? Because I'm excited.
Okay, so well, you gotta wait for it. So.
Okay, do it. Do your thing. I interrupted. Go.
No. First of all, back to the peer pressure that ties into this. When I was at that elementary school, I used to love sledding, right? What little kid didn't? And our elementary school went up to 6th grade, which is also kind of strange, but 6th graders sled. So one night I walked up there. I think my dad walked me up, and then I ended up meeting like a little girl who actually was I met Anita, but I knew her from class, and she introduced me to Connie, and I was like, oh, I want to sled with you guys, blah blah blah. Then something turned into oh, you should walk home with us and get some hot chocolate, sounding normal. And then my dad was like, all right, I'll pick you up over there in a couple hours or something like that. So I go over to have hot chocolate, and I end up going online, with them, and they're just like, want to find like a dick pic or something? And I'm like, what do you mean? And then next thing I fucking know, her computer was in the kitchen. And I'll give you a backstory about this house, but her computer's in the kitchen, and there's a back door to the kitchen.
Oh my God, yes.
Dude, we're like, whoa, look at that, like at the dick. And then next thing I know, her fucking brother walks in and is like, what are you sluts doing? And he was actually like, and this is our older brother, and he was actually like kind of mad because he like kind of saw what we were doing and was like, the fuck are you sluts? And it started with slut.
Because you were 12 looking at man dicks.
I get it, but I felt like, holy
What
shit,
were you like?
where
What
am
like
I right now?
were you just like looking up like penis, hairy
Well,
penis,
I
penises? Like
I
what
think-
what
no.
was a search?
I think it wasn't a search. It was like back then, chat rooms were a thing. And if you
Dear
were in a
God.
chat room with an instant messenger or AIM, someone would message you to
Yeah.
like what is it called?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
sexting or something?
No, they were creeps.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, they would send them on there as like a download. And we're, you know, in 6th grade and going into 7th grade. So like, I feel like it started out as a naive thing, but then it kind of got into like a curiosity,
Yeah.
because it started out as like, wait, what did this person send me? Oh, fuck, now what? And then those creeps are like, send me a picture of you. And then you're fucking like, oh my God, I gotta find a naked chick because I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And then it like makes this weird sexual exchange, and I'm 14 years old, and obviously that's like a bigger issue nowadays, but like, yeah, it wasn't it was like the
And
dark
this guy
side.
was like 30 doing this.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably. So
Or it
I
could have
got
been other
introduced-
14-year-olds being creeps. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I got introduced to the dark side of the web like pretty quickly.
So you went from going to school early, being a safety, doing all
Yeah.
that, to just fucking dicks.
Take your
Thought I
kid
was
sledding,
sledding.
and an hour
Yeah.
later, she's just looking at dicks.
Hot chocolate is right. Am I right? Jana was there. Hey yo.
Yeah, I saw that page.
And it's not like a normal dick. Like it's like huge.
No,
And
it's not. Yes.
right. And
If it's hot chocolate, it's definitely not normal. That's
It's
for
just-
sure.
like it's just it's like almost like a monstrosity, or like looking in a museum structure, like for a little girl. I don't recommend it, but
You're nuts. Yeah.
it was weird. And then getting caught by her brother, which wasn't as bad as her parents, I was just kind of like, oh, like it's kind of fun. Like, it's not that bad. We didn't get in trouble. And then like
Yeah.
ever since then, we were friends.
Dicks bringing girls together. So wait.
Since
Okay.
It's
sixth
the beginning
grade.
of time.
So you wanted to talk more about this house. What was the deal with the house?
Yeah, so it was one of my best friends, and she lived in a big family. So her parents were cool
Oh,
as
was
shit. Huh?
Who is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry. There's
the
15
little-
people in that house.
I'll cut the name.
The Littles on 9th Street. So
So the
it-
brother, who walked in on you?
it was Mikey, her older brother.
Oh,
So you probably heard of his name before.
what's the one? Oh God, didn't Mark used to date her? Trying to think. of
Wait,
her name.
Mark. Yeah, Connie.
Connie.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I'm talking about Connie. She's the girl that I
He's
went
the
to her
dick
house.
looker. What?
Yes.
All right. Wow. Yeah, her and Marky dated for a while.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay. So all right. Let's not talk about people dating.
Right. I want to talk about like what happened to me
So-
as a kid.
Yeah. What's with this house? So you wanted to talk about this house?
Yeah, the house was great. It was a great vibe. Her parents were cool. She had, like 3 or 4 brothers and sisters, there's 7 of them. So it was like 4
Yeah.
girls and 3 guys like living there. Well,
Wow.
her older brother moved away at this point. So it was the 2 brothers and all the rest were girls. And all the girls were older than Connie.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
So she was like, so honestly, now it makes sense that she wanted to look up dicks, because I guarantee her older sisters are like, dude got dick down. This freaking thing was a fucking gabash. Like she's
Right.
like, I want to see a gabash.
And they're
So, yeah.
dating. They were dating
yeah.
and into like you know, that stuff way more ahead than we were. Like we were just like, what's a dick? What is that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's in a guy's pants? Like
Not in every guy's.
right.
Yeah, but okay, so this house was like a cool house. She became like one of your good friends. So then okay, so you started with slut was like the first nickname.
Yeah.
Well, slander, I guess you should say.
Slander.
Nickname.
So then how did they escalate?
So what happened after that, to like fast forward a little bit, her older brother, you know, was older, cool, had lots of friends in the neighborhood. And his room was conjoined with Connie's. And so it was like on one end was his room, the other end was hers, and a bathroom was in the middle.
Oh, okay.
It was a sweet setup for their age. And when you go to Mikey's room, he drew all over the walls, like graffiti, whatever. All the friends would come over and draw on the wall, and we were like, that's fucking badass. Like, we liked it, we wanted to do it too. So
the parents are like, I'm gonna fucking kill this kid.
Yeah. So by
The
then,
girls drew
though,
dicks all over their walls.
So okay,
not quite. I was into bubble letters back at that point. I liked bubble letters, you know.
who doesn't? I love a good bubble letter.
But by
I like
this
dicks
point,
better.
yeah. So, oh yeah, no.
Well, you're from New Jersey, obviously.
True facts.
All right. Okay. So you're hanging out at your friend's house. Don't say any names. You're hanging out at your friend's house. She's got her room and her brother's got a room, and they're connected by a bathroom in between them. So like you would see him and his buddies drawing, like writing on the wall, and you're like, oh my God, they're writing on the wallpaper. This is crazy. Oh my God. Right. And so you're like, I'm gonna friggin' do it. Oh,
like,
wow. They're cursing. They're sagging their pants. They're wearing fitteds backwards with flat brims. Yeah. They're definitely rocking some FUBU.
Rocking all your favorite sports.
Rockaware. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, Eagle stuff all day. Rockaware, big time. What was it? Fat Farm, right? Oh my God.
Yeah, all the good name brands.
Nautica.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So then so keep going.
So we wanted to be like them. I feel like a lot of younger siblings go through this.
Sure.
They're kind of they're the role model.
Yeah.
They're the role model, even though it's kind of not right. But and so by this point, it started out as 3 of us, and our group grew. So then there were 6 of us, and we were all hanging out, and we were like, let's draw on the wall. And we newly came up with a name for our little clique, and we called it the Little Meenas. So, and there's like, we kind of embraced being called the slander in our little Meenas. So each one of us in the group had a name. And first we were like, well, let's brand that shit on the wall in bubble letters. And, you know, I think someone took a stab at Lil. It was Lil.
Sure. Oh yeah, you're not spelling little correctly. Like, what is this? Fucking communist China? No way. All right.
And Meena's was like big MEN.
Why Meena's? What is Meena?
I don't remember that part.
Is it Spanish for like something? Is that what it is? Or no, it's not Spanish. Okay. So Little Meena's.
Yeah, just pick a word, random word.
I'm sure.
What were you mean?
I think it was like we liked how to say it, like Little Meena's. Like you were saying, there's weird slang names that come out of North Wales. Like it was kind of the same thing. Like, Little Meena's. We just liked it.
Wow. Okay. So
every girl got her name, right? So first someone put Lil, then someone put Meena's. I had my name, and I was like, I'm ready to hit this wall with my bubble letters. I'm not kidding. So I go at it with my name, right? And I write like SMUT. This was my fucking name.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, fucking older brother walks upstairs because the rooms are split, and he walks upstairs and was like, what are you doing? Like just being a dick. And then looks at the wall, our new founded like lettering that wasn't there earlier is there now. And he was just like, smut. I like it. Smut. Yeah, a bunch of smut Johns, and then walks away. And that was it. And we were just like, whatever. We're gonna go back to putting all of our names on.
So wait, all right. So hold on. Let's time out. Okay. So you're hanging out. There's 6 of you, you said. You're hanging out at the cool house with all your friends, looking at dicks on the computers, right? Drinking hot chocolate, looking up hot chocolate, right? Then you decide to start graffitiing the homeowner's property, aka the wall.
Yeah.
And so you came up with the gang name, the clique name of Little Meenas, right?
Yep.
And then did every member of the Little Meenas have a nickname that kind of pertain to their sexual exploration?
In a way, it was more, I would say it was more of an embrace, but like none of us were sexually active or did that stuff yet.
I see. But it was just like kind of
a
like
fantasy thing.
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Every 14-year-old girl's fantasy. Yeah. Bubble letters, smuts. That's what it is. So, okay.
Well, what are we supposed to do? I feel like, a guy might like masturbate, experiment with what he likes, but girls don't really have that influence right away at that age. So I feel like it was our way of kind of being dirty in a snide way, you know?
If I could have gotten away with it, I definitely would have called myself the whore, for sure. For sure. Jana, right?
John, yeah. Not me. I would be John.
No. You would call me. You called me the whore for a number of years, if I remember.
Yeah, but like lovingly.
Right. Like, you whore. Oh my God. You had sex with another person in the freezer walk-in, you whore.
It's like a little whore.
Yeah, that's what it turned into. Like, I'd be like, get over your little trick, or hey, wench.
Little Mark trick. Little Mark ass trick.
Mark ass trick. Okay, all right. Hold on. Do you remember? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
And then when we started like trying, we would get high and try to bake a cake, but we would get like the birthday cake batter and then just like eat it raw.
Love it.
And then we would sneak beers out of the fridge, and I'd be like, get me a beer, wench. She'd be like, yeah, like it was just the way we talked to each other, and it was bizarre.
So, okay. Do you remember everybody's Little Meena's nickname?
I do. Yeah.
Wow. Really excited for this. Really excited.
These were our nicknames in our group. So we called each other this like all the time. We didn't use our regular names.
Okay. So do this, right? You can say their real name and then their nickname, and I'll bleep out their real name. So go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I have to get the girl right, but I was the wench.
Like
so
it.
I was a smut. And then I believe the hoe and was a trick. And no. It was the trick. She was the trick.
Yeah, she was.
She lived out to that. And
that makes more sense.
Wait, there was the hoe, was the whore, something. Fuck. She'll know.
The catcher's
Let's all guess.
Did I miss something? Yeah, help me out here.
I mean, Smut John.
Yeah, Smutly Skeezer.
Gang,
Skeezer.
Skis.
Bitch.
Slap having Jezebel.
Hoochie hooker.
Hussy.
Dizzy Dame.
He might have been.
Oh my God, for that all the time.
Might have been slut. I don't know why.
Wait,
I can't.
a slut and a smut?
Slut, smut, skank, whore, wench.
Skank. Shit, it was skank.
Sure was. Sure fucking was.
You're just taking the power back, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
Now
it was
remember
how we did it, how we made a joke of it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Liam.
Dude, they all called themselves that. But if anybody from the neighborhood called them like Smut Johns or Smeezers or anything, they would freak the fuck out.
Smeezer.
You know?
Yeah. Because I feel like it was ours. And like if someone else called us it doesn't sound right from someone else. Sure. It sounds offensive.
Right.
So I think it would just make us like, fuck off. But that maybe turned our clique into like our hardness that we felt like we needed in the town. I don't know. So
Yeah.
stupid. But.
I like it. So, just to go over the names again. Smut is you.
Yeah.
Wench, whore, skank, hoe, and I'm missing
Trick.
Trick.
Yep.
Wow.
That was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are some mark ass bitches. Them little Meenas. Little
Little Meenas.
Meenas. All right. Bow, 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 bow. It is now time for everybody's new favorite segment. It's jdub's questions, asking some questions. jdub's questions, a new favorite segment.
I like Mentos.
Yeah, the fresh maker. Okay, so this is the part of the show, everyone's new favorite part of the show, where Jalen Dub asks the guests some very, very important questions. Jalen Dub, take it away.
How many times do you think you vomited in your life?
Whoa.
It's a rough guess.
Wow. I know, dude, there's been some times, there's been some fucking times.
There's been some years where I vomited many times, but there's been a bunch of years where I haven't vomited.
True.
And I was thinking about this. I was like, if I vomited have I vomited like once per year average? Am I a 3 year an average vomiter?
You can't really count when you're an infant too, because you were
No. These are like throw ups you
grown
remember.
up. Yeah.
And
yeah.
also
well, Shanna could remember her infant throw ups apparently.
Right.
They're my infant poops, okay?
What were you gonna say, Justin?
Well, like if you're throwing up from being drunk, like that's one vomit. Even if you throw up 9 times in the session, it's one.
Right.
I consider it one vomit.
Good.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I'm with you there. That's
What is
one
your answer?
sesh. Do you ever have food poisoning?
Yep.
Oof. I had that.
One time had food
Recently.
poisoning,
You
woke
did?
up, and then ate the fucking leftovers again like an idiot dog.
Oh.
And as I'm putting it in my mouth, my girlfriend goes, "Isn't that the shit that made you sick last night?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Y chromosome.
The only time I've ever been
Wow.
the only time I've ever been rushed to a hospital was food poisoning. Because like an idiot, I lived by myself then too. So when you like live alone, like you don't know how bad you look until somebody comes by and it's like, dude, are you all right? Like, oh, I've been throwing up for 2 days. You know what I mean?
Let me guess. Was that when you lived on that Fish Street place?
That was when I lived. I actually lived in Lansdale then. I lived
Yeah,
on.
like you lived
I lived in that-
upstairs.
Yeah, yes,
somewhere.
that was when I
That-
lived there. Yeah, I
I don't know
really-
why I thought of that, but I was
You
like,
might have remembered it. The girl I was dating at the time did have to like take me to the hospital. Dude, it was
Aw.
fucking bad. I was so bad.
Ooh, sounds like it. Yeesh, man. Food poisoning. Ugh.
The worst.
Nice. One time I took, you know those over-the-counter drugs like horny goat weed and stuff like that?
yeah.
I took one of those one time and I was like young. I was like 19 or 20, right? And they made me like uber sick. And I was like throwing up. But while I was throwing up, like I had a fucking total schwanz, like fucking hard on. I was like, what? Yeah.
Sucks.
Dude, the worst. Oh, dude, they made me like, I was like,
There's
deathly
probably 1% of the population who has vomited hard. I don't think many people. I mean, that should be our new question to all guests. Have you vomited while erect?
sick.
I can't say I have.
Well, I haven't been able to have
No.
the sex without vomiting since. So what are you gonna do? I'm stuck now. Okay, great question. Great.
I need an
great.
answer. How many times
Oh.
have you vomited?
Yeah, unanswered.
Shanana,
Oh, I don't vomit that often.
over under 50.
What's your age?
Under 50.
Hold on.
Yeah.
This is what I was thinking. What's your age?
I'm 35.
You don't ask
More-
a woman that,
Shut up.
Justin.
More or less than 35 vomits. Are you a once per year vomiter?
Oh.
Ooh, good question.
I think I skip a couple years, so maybe
Hmm.
30 times. I don't know.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's not
Okay.
what I do. Like I don't vomit.
No, I don't. This
Yeah.
question doesn't relate to you. I'm just asking
Oh.
you.
Yeah.
I didn't
Shanna.
specifically select.
Wow.
I
Honestly,
don't do that.
yeah. I just
Wow.
wrote a bunch of questions.
Shanna's
down,
here.
and I'm
Let's
just
ask her
asking you.
about puke.
Yeah, Shanna, please. We know you. Yeah. Wow. Don't. I mean, geez. All right, Justin. Great first question. As always, go ahead.
What's the fastest you've ever gone behind as driving a car? That's a weird way to say that. What's the fastest you've ever driven behind the wheel of a car?
I feel like the governor kicks in at like 125.
Oh, some cars, yeah. 122
Yeah.
in most Hondas.
Governor.
It was like a Jetta, so I think it was like 130.
Yeah, the windows give out after like 120.
Yeah. Yeah. Justin, you had a Jetta, didn't you?
I did. After like 115, the windows start like going. It gets kind of scary. You're like, oh, I don't think that's good.
They're the worst. They're the worst car to have your front windows up, but the back windows like cracked. It makes the loudest
right.
day.
It's like a helicopter in there.
Oh,
You're right.
Sometimes I would just roll down the back ones and listen to the MASH theme song. That's a stupid fucking joke. I'm sorry I said that
What?
too.
Terrible.
You fucking twat. Oh my God. All right.
Liam is not amused.
I've never seen MASH. I don't
Never
know
watched
what you're
MASH?
talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. Like it,
dude,
whenever it would come on,
season.
it just looked all.
Yeah,
old
then
and
it's time to go
crappy,
to
so I
bed.
changed it. Yeah. Like
Exactly. That's
whenever I see anything that old or it's like not in color or something, I'm like, hey, get this fuck out of here. You know?
It was in sepia tone, I think, wasn't it?
No, I mean if it looks old or it's in black and white, like that, they used like shitty cameras on MASH. So I was like, yeah, no thanks. You know?
Have you ever? When's the last time you like channel surfed?
Oh God, a
I
long
can't
time.
even tell you.
Yeah.
God.
Well, now channel surfing is just the void of the
Scroll,
Netflix menu.
scrolling through your yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
It's all
true.
streaming. Like you
It
don't
literally-
channels.
There's literally an option now that goes, hey, you want me to pick for you?
Surprise
I
me.
go,
Oh, I hate
Uh-huh.
that.
Oh, I do it all the time. I'm like, I don't care what happens. Please just pick
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that honestly, that's probably like that. Like, how many times have you done this where you scroll through Netflix, don't find anything, go to like Hulu, don't find anything, go to Disney Plus, don't find anything, go to Prime, don't find anything, go to HBO Max, and then settle for something you've already watched.
I was so much happier with 6 channels, yo. I loved Hogan's Heroes, and I would still watch it, but I don't.
Yeah,
If I was forced to, you know.
Nick at Night was a banger. Let's be
So good.
honest. Nick at Night, like, dude, when the Wonder Years started to come on Nick at Night, oh, bro, they did have I Love Lucy for a while.
Yeah.
I like I Love Lucy.
The Dick Van Dyke
Yeah.
Show, and Mary Tyler Moore, who can turn the world on with her smile.
She made me wonder where.
You guys are
what was
wild.
it?
I'm
She
sorry,
made me
go ahead.
wonder where Indianapolis is. I think that's where that was filmed. I never knew where it was.
Indiana. Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
that age, I was like, "Where is it? I want to go there."
This seems like the best place ever. You can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile. Yep.
You watched a lot of the Mary Tyler Moore Show?
Well, it's you, girl. And you should know it. All right. Sorry. We'll keep going. Justin, next question.
Would you rather have more arms or more legs?
Ooh, this is a goodie.
It is good.
Who did we
my-
ask this? Oh, Tom. He's like, well, I already got 3 legs. Oh.
My first instinct is more legs. I don't know
Same.
why.
Yeah.
I
I was
would-
like arms. I'm like, I feel like I'd have so
I
much
want
more
le-
foot speed and dexterity with more
Dude,
legs.
eventually you'd be able, if you had more legs, you could run like a cheetah or a
You're like a-
horse.
You're like a,
You know?
I don't like
minotaur.
running. I need more arms.
Yeah, same.
To do what with? You only got
Carry
one.
the groceries.
You don't
I
want to know.
Yeah, J-Dub, or Liam, you still only have 1 D to whack with, you know? Like, come on.
You got
Well,
2
really,
balls
like
attached
for
to that
work.
thing.
How many times have you been
Yeah.
at work? For me, I
Ooh.
can't even tell you how many times I've been at work. Like you have to hold one wrench against another, you know what I mean?
That,
and then you could
yeah.
have material in your other hands and stuff. Oh man, it would be fucking incredible.
You would be incredible at multitasking.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So very nice. All right. Sorry, Justin. Go right ahead.
What do you think happens when you die?
You want the truth, or do you want
Yeah.
me to?
No, whatever you think happens when you die. yo.
Yeah. Please, if you've been sugarcoating,
You also don't
please
have to answer.
stop.
Some
Yeah.
people would be uncomfortable with this, but
Who
you
the
know,
fuck would be uncomfortable with
I don't know. Some people are afraid to say nothing
Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh, I think you just reincarnate into a different body.
into like another human.
Yeah. Like you
Like
start
down
off-
the
Immediately.
line.
You know, like mathematically, that's not possible, right?
Well,
Not to
I
be a
feel
dick,
like
but like,
there's
Oh,
no,
yeah,
no,
not to
that's
be a
fine.
dick.
Not to be a dick.
I mean,
No,
otherwise,
it's called physics. Like energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So where does it go? You
I
know?
like it.
Bend over and I'll show
Can you be an animal or just you got to be another person?
Can. So apparently I read one time when you're a shitty person, you come back as like a dog, and then you have a dog, someone owns you, and that's your karma. So this is like
Dogs have amazing lives.
For
they
real.
do.
Some. Have you ever
Some.
been to
Golden
K&A?
retrievers.
Yeah, there's some dogs. If you ever been to Albania, you would know that not all dogs are created equal. I'll tell you that right now. Not all
Yeah,
dogs go to heaven.
What
Let
if
me
you were
tell
like a shitty murderer and then you got
Right.
reincarnated
Became
as a golden doodle? Like,
Pomeranian?
that doesn't seem fair.
Yeah,
No.
you come back as a Doberman Pinscher, and it's
You
like,
should-
Or Or
You should be
a
like a goldfish then, but I don't even know if a goldfish has a consciousness. So
or a
then
dog in a puppy mill in
I wa-
Lancaster, PA.
I wonder who came back as Justin's gay dog that used to rape his neighbor's dog.
Like he had a great life.
Yeah. Justin had a dog that would rape a guy dog that would rape its neighbor's guy dog.
No, wasn't my neighbor. It was like 3 houses down, separated by like 6 fences.
And you would
And-
find that dog.
And he would just fuck this dude's dog, yo.
God.
And it was a Great Dane.
Yeah, and Justin's been LGBTQIA ever since. You know,
And my man's passionate about it because the fence was so. I remember when it happened, I was like, "No, it's not, yo." I'm like, that fence is 6 feet tall. I'm like, that dog is gigantic. And I like went to go get him. I was like, all right, he's not here, but I still don't think you're right.
So was
He's
it
like, I'm-
denial or you just didn't see how it was possible?
It was such a tall fence. He was a big German. He was a 130-pound German Shepherd. I was like, there's no way a dog that big could jump over a fence that tall. But somehow I never saw him do it. I still don't believe that he jumped the fence. I
got
think he
extra
found
legs
another way
and
out.
extra arms.
He probably found another way. Yeah.
What kind of fence was it, Jada?
It was a big wooden fence to get over the one, and then it was like a regular chain link that wasn't like too crazy, but like that wooden fence to clear it, like there was nothing to help you. You had to just clear it.
So what they do, they
And it wasn't 6 foot because I was probably 4 feet tall at the time. So in my head, it was 6 feet, but like it was taller than me.
Yeah.
I've seen them find like a corner and they like Jackie Chan that shit. They like jump off one side and then they jump again and then they're over the fence.
Yeah.
That's what Bo's dog used to do.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
will, there's a way.
I mean, we've all done crazier things to get laid. Am I right?
He was trying to fuck.
Drive to New Jersey.
Dude, you spend longer like trying to get laid all night than a 2.5 hour drive. You know,
Not
you're
wrong there.
supposed to-
I got one
Not
more
wrong
question.
there.
Everyone shut the fuck up. Would you
Okay.
rather know the day you die or the year you die? And you have to know one. I'm going to tell you one. You don't get a fucking choice, but you got to pick one.
I think I'd rather know the year, and then I just have to spend that year like, is today the day? Is today the day? But like kind of happy about it because I
Yeah.
get to do whatever I want.
You know how long you
knowing-
have versus having
Good
like
choice.
this day every year where you're like, all right, if I don't die today, I got 364 days to do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
Exactly.
I like
So-
that.
J-Dub, is that like a for sure date? Like the
Yeah, like
date, the
unless you
year?
do it yourself,
So
you will
basically,
die on that day.
yeah. So basically, up until that year comes, you're fucking immortal. Like
Yeah,
you do
pretty
anything.
much. Like you're not gonna get killed in traffic.
Oh man, that's a no
Rain,
brainer.
like
Yeah.
but you
Wow.
also every day that year have to be like, I died today, and I could be this year,
Mm,
or you just have the whole year.
yeah.
You're going year.
I feel like everyone just think you're a lunatic because like every moment would be like, don't go. I
Until
might
I'm
not
like-
see you again.
Yeah.
For that 1 year, right? I mean, I don't know. Okay.
Well, no one would want to
Probably
hang
not
out with
even
you
a whole year.
anymore.
Yeah.
Until the like 2024, and you're like, fuck.
You're like, oh, 18 months? Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
You can have a going away party. That would be cute.
Dude, imagine if you did know the day, like how much of a fucking party would it be every year the day before that day? Right? Like you would fucking do everything like
This
you
was
know.
I forget where I read this. It was like an article some guy wrote, and it was about that. Like in the future, imagine if this happened. If like future technology could accurately to 96% tell you what day you'll die, but not what year. And so society like goes to these people, they pay for the thing that tells you your day. And then people have like day parties, like, oh, this is my day. And like people who have similar days, like me and you both happen to die on April 12th. So like we get together with other people who are destined to die on April 12th, and they have like a big party.
Aw.
Wow. Yeah.
But like they also
Wow.
don't let pilots fly on their death day, and they don't let, like, you know what I mean? Like all this kind of shit like starts to build around society that they know what day but not what year.
Wow.
Dude, from April 1st to like April 11th, I would set records on like drugs consumed,
Oh.
number of somersaults off the fucking Empire State Building. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I would, the amount of jurugas I would go through. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you could do the craziest shit, man.
I know how I would die, and it would be an overdose. So, okay. Justin, any more questions?
Nah.
Well,
I think
that
we've
was-
taken it far enough.
that was another rousing Jalen Dubs question segment. Excellent stuff, J Dub. Thank you. Thank you so much. Great questions, as always. Everyone's new favorite segment, Jalen Dove's question segments. And if you would like to give us some suggestions for some questions, please hit us up on our Twitter at Working P Pod or on our Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, or leave a comment in this video or whatever you're listening and let us know what the question is, and Justin will ask it, and you'll be famous because he'll say, this person gave me this question, and then I'll ask it, and then I'll answer it, and it'll be great. So, okay, very nice. All right, so let's keep it moving. So we were talking about the Little Meenas. You had Dopey, Bashful. No, I'm kidding. You had Smut, Skank, Whore, Wench, Hoe, and Trick.
And Doc.
And don't forget Sleepy. And so, okay. So you're hanging out with the Little Meenas. You got your crew. What would, like, now you're coming into high school and stuff like that. Like, how did it, like, what did you get into? You know, like, were you partying? Like, what's going down?
Well, yeah, I feel like the partying was picking up.
The Little Meenas
brother
knew how to throw down.
Yeah, well, her brother was smoking weed and drinking, and then her parents would go out of town, and then we would just, well, we're gonna do the same thing. So much so that one time we called Ryan's Beverage and had them deliver us a case of beer, us girls, and no one was home, but we played it off.
How did that work?
Oh, it was fucking epic.
How did that work? You told me like you leave the cash in the mailbox or some shit?
Okay, so basically I called, I don't know why me, but I called, put in the order. It was like something cheap that we could afford. I want to say like Miller Lite, but I feel like it was Coors Light or something. I don't know. And basically a lot of the girls, like they either weren't there because there's 6 of us. So I feel like either someone was upstairs, I was in the living room, and someone else was with me. So I made the call. They helped me make the call. And then we were like, shit, how are we going to give him the money? How's he going to know? So I was like, we thought of this together. Like, let's put the money in an envelope and like write Ryan's Beverage on it. So we did that. And then I sat in the living room and waited for fucking dude to show up. And it's like the owner, I'm pretty sure. I forget. He was like kind of older, dark hair, glasses. And yeah, he comes to the front door and he's just like, all right, I'm delivering this case. And I was like, oh, so I had Connie run the shower because they had a downstairs shower and it was very close by to the front door of the living room. So she ran the shower and it was just me. I think whoever else was there went upstairs and hid. And I just like gave the guy the envelope. I was like, oh, my dad told me to give this to you. You must be the delivery man. Here you go. And we put extra money in for a tip and I gave it to him. He held it looking really confused out front. And eventually he left the beer. Like I'm pretty sure I grabbed the case from him or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how that part happened because I'm like, why would he give a kid give beer? I think I opened the door and said, you can just drop it off right here. And I gave him the envelope that way. I was like, my dad's in the shower. So he played off the sound effect of the shower.
You guys,
honestly, a good,
pretty devious.
What the fuck? And then he fucking left. And we were just like, yeah. Like,
yeah.
He got beer tonight.
That's awesome.
The best.
I lived right down the street from Ryan's Beverage, and I lived there for years, and I used to go in there all the time to get like soda and shit. And my stepfather moves in, and one day he hands me money and goes, go down to the beer distributor and get me beer. And I'm like, I don't think this just works, but okay. I go down there and I get him Coors Light and I go, it's for my stepdad. And he goes, yeah, okay. So I go back to my stepdad and he's like, what? And he's like, I send out fucking kids all the time to get beer.
How old were you?
I was 11.
Wow.
He walks down with me, like cursing and mad the whole time that he has to take me to beer. And he goes,
like,
this kid, he goes like, this kid can buy me beer. And that literally that same guy you're talking about is behind the counter. He goes, no, he can't. And he goes, yes, he fucking can. And he goes, dude, no, he can't, but just buy you beer. And I just remember being a kid and being like, damn, I wish that worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, so in North Wales, a different beer distributor that definitely was not Ryan's Beverage. The property right next to it, like you could hop the fence and on the wall, it shared the wall was like in the yard of that property. So if you're in the yard, you can get to a window. And sometimes, if you're lucky, you go pop that window, it's open, and they just store like room temperature cases back there. But dude, it was like Liberty Ale. One was called like Red Ass. It had like a donkey on it.
Cream.
Like the worst, like shittiest beers were back there. But if you got that window open, you were like, you know what I mean? You're home free, and you would be in the yard right next to a beer distributor that's not Ryan's, and you know what I mean?
That statute of limitations is passed, Liam, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, I still live in this town, so
yeah, right. Yep, whatever. So okay, nice. I mean, dude, I remember. So my sister had gone to Nepal, right? And she came back from Nepal, and one of the dudes that she was in Nepal with, this dude Jeremy, he came back and he was like staying at our house while he was waiting to go back to where like he was from, because he was from like I think Western PA, right? So he's staying at our house for a couple of days, and he was 21, and I was a junior in high school, and I just remember like, dude, please, I will do anything. Buy us fucking beer, please. Right. And we gave him money, and he got us a case of 40s. And bro, it was a time. I ended up like fucking double egging this girl through a table at like a party. It was a whole thing.
I remember I assaulted a woman. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I used to okay.
Yeah, I ended up throwing up at the party, you know.
40s were the
you guys
shit.
Ever do excuse me.
Oh no, you're fine.
Go ahead.
40s were the shit back then, because like you only needed $3, and if you found someone to buy it for you, you were getting drunk. And then if you got a little older, you needed 2 40s, you got $6, you're getting drunk. Like,
I remember the one who won't be named. This is the last time I'll bring him up. But one time, Edward 40's hands, and they're taped to both of our hands.
That's what I was just gonna ask.
And he wins, yo. He fucking wins. How does he celebrate? By smashing his hands together.
It was fucking dope.
And shattering both bottles.
Yep. Shanna had sex with this moron. FYI. To let you know. 18 shots of 151. Beer bonged 18 shots of 151. Smashes
so
his
many
hands.
more. These are
that's not
the
even the crazy. Yeah, that's like the
one time we were at a
stuff.
party, and I was in with this girl. We were having fun, hanging on the roof. We climb back into her window. We're walking down the steps. It's him, me, and her. He falls down all of the steps, all of them. Doesn't hit one, and then at the bottom gets up and looks at the girl that I've been talking to. Goes, that bitch pushed me, and I was like, no. And then me and him both get thrown out, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what? I was literally walking you away so I could go do cool things with her. And you blamed her for you falling down the stairs?
Man.
Classic.
If I had $1 for every time someone fell down the stairs and got in the way of me getting laid. Ugh.
Awful, Justin. Ugh.
So upset. I was like, if I didn't love you, I would murder you.
Oh, man.
I'd murder you right now.
I saw that. So nice. Okay. So you're hanging out with Little Meenas, doing your thing. What was high school like for the Little Meenas?
Well, I think it kind of got broken up because our high school was so big. We still hung out, but you know, the whole fun of the names, like we still called each other that, but like you have high school drama instead. It's not the same. Like that stuff takes over your little fun pet name.
Good old high school drama.
But it was a middle school. I would say it was a middle school crisis with that whole thing. So, because it started in 6th grade and then it followed us to high school. But like, I feel like the school was so big, nobody really repeated it there. But in middle school, it was like, it got to everyone.
Did other people outside of the Little Meenas call you smut and skank hoe and trick and whatever?
Yeah. Well, we would just think that like every guy that was like wanted to sleep with us, but like couldn't, would just be like, you're just a smut John. I don't know. But that was just how we kind of like, I guess, worked our self-esteem through it.
Sure.
But yeah, there were times where we'd get bitchy about it. I guess we just got tired of it.
Yeah. I mean,
tired of the names you gave yourself.
Yeah.
I know, right? That's what's funny. Like we called ourselves, but it really was for us. And so the way, there's also another funny little story about that.
Go ahead.
So the Little Meenas, I was new to the group and I was pulling strings. Obviously, I was getting us beer. This might have happened before that though. But they were like, so now, and I don't know where this came from. I was very new, but they were like, you need to be initiated. I was like, what? Initiated?
Yeah, get
What
What
jumped
do I
in.
need to
Yeah.
what do I need to do? What do you mean?
Blood in, blood out.
And they were like, so everyone has to do a dare in order to stay in the group. Talk about mean girls. So they were like, you have to do a dare. And I was like, okay, what do you want me to do? Because I've already I felt like I was already showing up to be
You got
this
the
friend.
beer and yeah, you did the whole thing.
So they were like, we'll let you know. And like maybe like a week or two go by. And then I don't remember. I know who approached me specifically, but I don't know who came up with it. But I think about 3 of them came up with it and they were like, yeah, tell her to do that. So then Connie comes up to me and is like, so you have to ask my brother to suck his dick and then you can be in our group. And I was like, what? Like, okay. I felt like my heartstrings were like, they were just like pulled because it's her fucking brother that I see every day, every weekend. We slept over there every weekend. And I have to go like say some shit like that. And I don't even know how to do that. I don't know what that really is at this age. Like,
yeah. You're like, I've been fingered once, I think. And,
that's it. So I was just like mortified by this task, but I was so like, well, I still want to be friends. So
like, I'm smart. I can be smart. I'm smart. I can do it.
So it
Look
kind of
at the bubble letters. That's me.
Yeah, it kind of went with that peer pressure though, and that is something that I wish I like saw through better at a younger age. Like I wish I didn't let that get to me, but I think I like challenges, so I saw it as a challenge that I was like, all right.
I mean, we can cut this. Did you suck his?
Oh no.
Did you end up blowing Mikey or no?
No. That was not going to be my first dick. Okay, no way.
But did you ask it? Did you like go up and say it to him?
Yeah. So I ended up, whenever I got the strength to do it, they gave me like a week and I had to just like find the time. And there were a couple of days where I'd be like, and like laugh and just like cower down and just giggle, you know, like, oh.
And he's like, these fucking morons.
Yeah. And he hears us like fucking asshole smut johns. Like,
yeah,
they're making noise and being retarded. So yeah, no, one day he walked up the stairs. I caught him completely off guard. Like, he's like eating a bowl of cereal, walking up the stairs. I'm like, I was just like, hey, Mikey, can I give you head? And he just like he didn't drop. The cereal part is kind of this like
spit all the cereal out.
Yeah, it was like, no. He just like dropped his whole aura, just was like, and then was just like, Connie, what the fuck is wrong with your friends?
I would have been like, yeah, why didn't you ask sooner? Yeah, duh.
So, you know, we kind of created our names, you know, with the bubble letters and then that. And then, yeah, it just spread like wildfire around the town.
I mean, when you're doing things like that, kind of hard not to see how that would happen, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So
Man.
I think, you know, we set ourselves up. So like looking back, we probably shouldn't have gotten mean about it. It was just kind of the destiny of it from the beginning. So
yeah, what are you gonna do? That's fun. I mean, girls will be girls, right? What are you gonna do?
So true.
You know, what the
But
hell?
it was fun, like hanging out with them. We used to like sneak out and walk around town and get arrested for walking around. Like the town was just like a fun place, but like it didn't make sense sometimes.
yeah, I hear you. Okay, so you're hanging out, doing all this stuff, right? You're in high school now. You're smut Little Meena, doing your thing. And are you working at all? Like, are you doing any activities? Like, what do you got going down in Chinatown? Like, what's the stuff you're doing?
High school, I was just leaving early to smoke weed. And then I had a job, but Did
you get good grades?
I did, yeah. I think the problem with me was I stayed in like 4-0s too long and got bored. But then in high school, I got into the 5-0s because I should have been in the 5-0. I don't if that makes sense. 504.
Oh yeah, totally. Me too.
So then I got into 50 in high school, but then like I was fine with it, but I was like I wanted to do other things, not be in school. So I think I did all my schoolwork until senior year, and then I would leave to like smoke weed, and I would work on the weekend. So
Where were you working?
at that time, I started working at Travi's Family Restaurant. Used to be where the American Star Diner is now.
Yeah.
They closed that one when American Star bought it out because I guess they paid a lot of money to buy that one, and they already had Pizza Time set up at that, I think, or they went to open up Pizza Time after, I forget. But yeah, that job was sick. And the dishwasher, yo, he was just like, oh, I cannot think of his name. I might think of it in a little bit, but he was like our little Mexican young bull. Like he was an old head, but he would ride his bike to buy us alcohol.
Jose.
And I'll think of it. But he still works at Pizza Time, I'm pretty sure. Like at least when I was there last, when I was like,
do you still say hi to him when you see him?
No, I actually look the other way.
Wow. Wow. That doesn't sound like the Little Meena I knew. Wow. That's awful. How
works at Pizza Time?
Slut behavior.
Someone named Jose, apparently.
One time we were like, yeah, we want some alcohol. And of course, I'm always doing this shit. I'm the one asking.
Right.
I don't know. My friends are kind of
innocent smut Shanna, right?
Yeah.
That's, that's the rap.
But this was like 14, 15. So I guess I was about to be in the high school. I don't know. But yeah, he would ride his bike and meet us, and I would just say alcohol. That's all I said. And he would show up with like a handle of like Vladimir Bankers Club. And he'd show up with a Mad Dog 2020.
Oh,
there you go.
Amazing.
And we were like, awesome, you're so great, thank you.
And he's like, all right, we're gonna hang out now. And you're like, we're 12.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Like I feel like it was just awkward, and we were like, thanks, we gotta go, bye.
Dude, I will say this, it was so much harder to get alcohol in school than it was to get anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could get drugs a lot easier than alcohol. I remember I had a buddy who's like alcohol was his gimmick, right? Big fan of the old booze. And he would like make friends with these like weird dudes. Like this one dude was like this Indian dude that was like, like 23 or something. Right. And he would like call him, and he would meet us at like high school parties, and he would bring booze, and he would hang out with like these weird people just because they would get us booze. And I was like, dude, what the fuck, bro? Like this guy's not coming in my house. You know what I mean?
So you had to have your guy hang out with you?
Sometimes, yeah. It wasn't my guy. I'll tell you this, not my guy. But yeah, fucking.
That was the guy sending Little Meena's dick pics.
Yeah. Yeah. So
okay. I would stand outside of Mike's right by that side door, I would just stand right there and be like, hey, buy a beer. And it would like work like I don't know, 1 out of 15 times. But the one time I asked the guy, and he goes, I'm a probation officer. And I went, so you gonna do it or not? Like what? He was like, I guess I'll be seeing you soon. I was like, all right, guy, like calm down. I'm a real cop.
Did he eventually see you?
No, I've never been on probation. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Oh, you sure are.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So very cool. Thank you for that, Shanana. All right. So then any more high school shenanigans?
Yeah.
Or should I call them shenanigans?
See, there's like so much stuff before high school. It's hard to get to high school.
Well, then give us some stuff before high school.
I just wanted to also mention the Shack. I don't know if anybody had the luxury of.
I remember the Shack.
The Love Shack?
Yeah, on the train tracks,
baby.
Yeah.
Like the bottom of
tell
Fourth?
it. Yeah, let her tell it. No,
So,
it's off the train tracks between North Wales and Pembroke train station, but I'll let her say like, what it was and everything.
So it turned into like a spot that got real popular. So obviously Liam was there, but it started out where us girls, us six again, we were getting
Little
bored.
Meenas?
Little Meenas were getting bored in North Wales, and we wanted to start hanging out with boys, but all the boys called us smut john, so we didn't like any of them in town.
Sure.
So we were like, oh, we need to get out of this town, but we didn't drive yet. I think we were like 15.
Okay.
So we would walk to the track we met some boys at North Wales Day. It sounds really weird, but they lived in that neighborhood was actually Dizzle. He was like the guy we met, and then it started out like he had a pool, so it was like, hey, you guys want to come swimming? And I think he liked one of my friends or something like that. So we would just be like, we're going to go swimming at this guy's house. And we would walk on the train tracks to get there, because to get to that neighborhood is much easier to walk on the tracks. And it took like 15 minutes if you just kind of like book it.
Okay.
And then we would actually, he lived with his grandparents. So, you know, they can't hear as well, and we could just get away with a lot there. But there were times where, you know, we couldn't like hang out at his house, or he wasn't home. So we would find someone else. He had friends in the neighborhood. So another guy that lived in the neighborhood, we started hanging out at his house in his basement when his parents weren't home. And then it turned into like his parents were home a lot and we still wanted to hang out. So we
How old are these guys?
They were my age. They were my
Okay.
grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were same age, but the group was
23.
growing. The group of guys was growing because like they had friends in the neighborhood. So there ended up being about there was like 5 of them, and we would hang out on the tracks. But the problem was we would smoke weed on the tracks, and it'd be like the 4 to 6 girls at a time, the 4 to 5 guys at a time. It's a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
We're laughing. Then it went from smoking to drinking on the tracks.
Mhm.
Yo, how fucked up is that?
Mhm.
So the
smart.
trains would start honking, because we'd be like, we weren't like playing chicken, but the train guy driving could probably see us, you know, right away.
Yeah.
Especially in the daylight, because we did it like maybe like 5, and in the summer it's still light out till like 9.
Yeah.
So we were out there from like 5 to 9.
Damn.
So a lot of trains went by, and they would honk at us, and then it turned into us being loud, and neighbors started catching on to what we were doing, because they probably started looking outside and watching us, and they started calling the cops. So we started either being like silent with like 3 people max, like silent walks out there. But then I think we kind of got sick of sneaking around. So one of the guys in the neighborhood was like, I'm gonna fucking build something. So he ended up like finding, like, he had wood, because I think his dad had a job where there was like a lot of like wood. So they made all the guys like cleared out the area and built a motherfucking shack in the woods.
Wait, is this on like that back road that goes like if you were to, if you're going towards North Wales Road, or you're on North Wales Road going towards Sumney Town and the Wawa, and you can either go left to stay on North Wales Road, or go right and go down that like back road, and then there's a side road there that you make a right, and that takes you to the Pembroke train station. Is it like those woods that you're hanging out in?
Lavelle, that's exactly where it is.
What the fuck? That is like the scummiest fucking place. Like, I remember driving by there and being like, this is rape fucking city. Like,
right
what
now,
the fuck?
There's like homeless people tents back there, and like there's Stony Creek Park, like currently today on Hancock, and there's actually a homeless community back there near the Homewood Suites, like in tents. So like, oh yeah, I went way back. Like I went back there like maybe 6 months ago. I haven't been back like recent, but they're back there, and I'm not doing anything about it. I'm just like, whatever. I'm kind of used to it.
You went back to the shack to see?
I didn't. So it's actually like, it's a set
Tell me the
of
shack
woods.
is still there.
No. I don't know what happened to it, but it was actually, the shack itself was in a set of woods a little bit before Pembroke train station.
Okay.
It was between Pembroke and North Wales train station.
I got you.
Well, I thought they got caught because they ran power to it. Like they ran like a series of they ran like a series of extension cords to the shack. So I'm sure somebody noticed that, and then that's probably all it took. Yeah,
that's the fucking. They were like, we're putting AC in this motherfucker.
Yeah,
we want to watch MASH.
Yeah, they did.
Dude, Clink is hilarious.
Too big. It turned into like, oh, all these people, like it was just us. Like they built it. I don't want to say for us, but like for us to all hang out. It started as this girl group and this guy group. Yeah. But then it turned into like, you know, if the girls weren't around, then those guys invited people, and then whoever was invited knew how to get there. There's no key or anything. Anybody could go at any time.
Yeah.
And then with the electricity, it just blew the fuck up to the point where the cops like ended up
Yeah.
walking up on people
And
doing
then
drugs, and that was the
There's
end.
like homeless people that would move in there also. And you
And
have
I
to-
think, yeah. Well, I think the police were actually concerned for us kids and those homeless people.
yeah.
Like, you're gonna start a
Uh,
fire.
Could you give us an
Yeah.
over under on the number of virginities taken in that shack?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Like, I know one time I walked out, like, because we started, like, there was one time we all stayed out there all night long with like a lantern, and there wasn't electricity yet, but it was like a nice time of year.
Yeah.
And I just know I tried to go out and pop a squat, and I saw like a chick, like one of my friends, like stuck in somebody's dick. And I was just like, I'm going to look that way and piss that way. And I
Yeah.
kind of just like minded my own business and went, you know, back inside. But like, I don't know anything else past that.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. What else you got, Shanna?
Should I keep going?
Yeah. Shanna. Yeah. Hit us with some more shit.
Okay. I do have more.
I'd love to hear
Um,
it. You've been murdering so far.
Well, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there
You
was
do a great
couple-
job.
There are a couple quarrels in the town. So first, this is middle school. I'm still in middle school.
Okay.
But at first, so the first story I was gonna say was one time when I tried to play hooky, I got arrested in middle school, which
Okay.
is not normal. You shouldn't get arrested for hooky.
I mean, we've all been
um,
arrested in middle school, so nothing new.
I don't think it should be for skipping school. Like, I don't know. You should figure it out to get away with it. But
I got arrested for, well, arson, but what are you going to do?
oh,
Stealing a
Jesus.
trampoline.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I never got in trouble for anything.
Oh, yeah. You're right, Lasmeeshma. You're right.
Yeah.
Jana, cursing club?
Oh, so
I was
Oh.
actually arrested. I don't know what middle school arrested is, but
Well, were you in middle school when you were arrested?
no, I was 18 and a larcenious child.
Wow.
You're larceny?
Larcenius.
You stole more than $500 or
Lar-
5,000.
you were dating Larcenius Colwood, the wide receiver?
Is it a misdemeanor or was it a felony?
We went to court, but the people didn't come, so we got it dropped. And to a
Nice.
lesser charge of throwing pallets on private property. So we just have to pay a bunch of money, basically.
Oh, well, they can go eat some chode. So, okay. Nice. All right. Well, now that we're all criminals, go ahead, Shanna. What's with the quarrels going down in North Wellington?
all right. So one time I wanted to play hooky with the person I was dating at that time, and I just thought it would be fun.
How old were you at this time?
I was 14,
Okay. So
and
fresh into high school?
no, it's still middle school. I
Still
think
middle
it's,
school.
like 8th grade, I think.
Okay. 8th grade, dating some good looking guy, hanging out at the shack, wanted to play a little hooky. Of course, we've all been there.
Yeah. So I planned to have some of my friends do it too. Like I was like, we're
Ooh.
all gonna hang out.
Yeah. So
on
it's
this day.
honestly, Shanna, you say like you've said a couple times, like, I don't know why it was always me that had to do this, and I had to be the one to get the beer, and I had to tell the guy I'm gonna suck his dick, and I came up with this, and found this, like all this stuff. It honestly is becoming clearer and clearer that you were the ringleader coming up with these ideas. I would not be surprised if you went up to your friends while sledding and said, "Fuck this sled, let's go look at some dicks."
You Googled
know.
the dicks, didn't you?
Yeah, you're like, look, I'm on this chat site where they just show you dick after dick after dick after dick.
Sledding
Yes.
is cool, but the internet has so many dicks, yo.
You guys know what a boner is? Whoa.
You know you can get them while you vomit.
You motherfucker.
I'm Googling that. I want to Google it.
1% of the population. So the only
How many people get hard while they throw up? I mean, it only happened
I'm
to
doing
it only-
image search.
It only happened to me the 7 or 8 times, but it's okay. Once I had my daughter, it stopped.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Well, I was the daughter that every parent was like, do not hang out with that daughter.
I can only imagine why. So, okay. So You're every dude's wet dream and you're every parent's nightmare. So what do we got going on?
Oh, so I was planning a fun day with my boyfriend and like 3 of my best friends. And this was actually outside of the group. It was a little bit before I was in the group, but I wasn't like that in the group yet.
You didn't get tatted up yet.
Exactly. So I ended up so what happened was I told my dad I was walking to school that day.
Okay.
He usually drives me. Every now and then I would walk with my friends because I passed by my friends' houses to get there.
Sure.
This day I told my dad I'm walking to school with so-and-so, I don't know. And then, he let me go. And then one of my friends that was supposed to come, like her parent, well, actually, let me back it up. So I get to my boyfriend's house. I could walk there.
Yeah.
And I go inside and his mom's cool as shit. And she already called him out for the day.
Nice.
So yeah, he told her, oh, I got some homework I got to do. I have a reading assignment I didn't do. I got to stay home and do it. So his mom was so sweet. And she like already called him out for the day.
Oh, must be nice.
I know. I couldn't get away with stuff like that. So I was like, well, I didn't think this through. I didn't want the school to call my parents because I already told my dad I was going to school. And so I was like, I'm going to call and pretend I'm my mom. So I call and the secretary answered that I literally say hi to like every day because she sat like not at the front entrance of Pembroke, but there was like a side entrance and like you check in with her a lot. She's always there.
Okay.
Really nice lady.
Yeah.
And I talked to her and I'm like, yeah, Shanna's not going to school today. And she's like, are you sure this isn't Shanna? And I was like, this is not Shanna. This is her mother. So then I hang up with her and I'm like, whatever. And then I call.
You're like, I totally got her. No way she thinks it's me. Yeah. As soon as I said, I'm not Shanna, she was like, you're right. No way. Yeah.
The next call I make is to Connie. And I was like, hey, like, gonna be like, hey, bitch, where you at? And then, or wench, where you at? And I call and she usually answers her house phone. So it was very, like, she usually, like, they have caller ID with your phone number. And this was back when it was like 699, mine was 7168. So that would pop up and she would know it's me and answer. So her mom fucking answered. And I was like, hi, I'm like calling to talk to Connie. But the problem with the caller ID was I called from my boyfriend's fucking house phone. I didn't have a cell phone. So his name and number popped up on the caller ID. Her mom answers. She knows their name. She knows where they live. She doesn't know we're dating or anything like that. So, but like, I think she thought it was weird probably and answered. And it was me looking for Connie. And she was just like, oh, Connie stayed home sick today. And I was just like, all right, bye. So I just figured everything was, business as usual.
Yeah. You're like, no way. My plan is so bulletproof. There's no way they see through this thing. I fooled the secretary. I fooled Connie's mom, my boyfriend's mom, my mom. My mom thinks I'm me and she's her and no one knows. So let's go. Right. Is this what's going down? Like you're legit fucking Dr. Evil at this point. Like you're just a mastermind.
It was bad. Yeah. So then Connie's mom decides she didn't call the school yet.
Oof. And
I think what happened, my assumption, I don't know, my idea of what happened was she called the school and was like, Connie's not going to be in today. And the secretary actually said like, oh, that's strange. Like Connie's named all the people out because we were all in the same grade. Started naming me, my boyfriend. Well, Connie was in the grade above me, but I think because the calls were kind of like, probably in a row that day or something. Yeah. And we've all been seen probably talking to each other and stuff.
Yeah, they knew Little Meena's was an established crew. They knew.
Yeah.
The streets knew.
They started putting 2 and 2 together. And then there's another variable that I didn't see coming. And that shit rocked me. I didn't even find out till later in the day, but as this was going on, these 3 things, the 4th person that was supposed to be in on this, it turned out like she stole a cell phone because she wanted a cell phone. She stole one that she found off of like someone at a party, and then like was supposed to play hooky with me, but like disappeared.
Yeah.
I don't know. Her parents didn't know where she was. She didn't even like tell anybody anything. And then that girl's dad shows up at my house while the same hour, like it was all in the same hour. And that dude shows up at my house,
Yeah.
to say to my dad, I can't find my daughter. She's not home. She's not at school.
Oh shit.
And the guy was like, apparently the guy was like, where's your daughter? And my dad was like, she went to school. And he was like, no, she didn't, because I called. And his secretary said, all these people aren't there.
Oh shit.
Are they allowed to do that?
I don't know. I feel like it's a HIPAA violation.
Yeah.
In 1998, you could do anything, yo.
Yeah. Well, if he called,
You
he's
have a
like, look,
TSA.
yeah. If
But
he's
he-
like, yeah, he's like, I haven't
flipped it.
found my daughter. Yeah. He's like, I don't know where my fucking kid is. I'm calling.
Yeah.
We need to find her. Yeah.
It's just
And
like, well,
he-
my kid's not at school. Who else's kids aren't at school? And they're like, hold
Yeah.
on one second, sir. Johnny's not at school. Greg didn't show up today.
Like, let me give you the absent list. Funny enough, a few of her friends aren't here.
It's like some of their
either.
addresses and phone numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Legit got the phone numbers. Legit.
You do know at that point in time, anyone could just walk into a school.
Yeah.
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 Dude,
Yeah.
the weird dude who lived in my attic used to come pick us up from school all the time. They would just let a kid get on the back. They would just let a kid get on the back of a motorcycle with no helmet. Like, all right, see ya. And they're like, who is that guy? Like, I don't know how I'm related to him, but he lives in my house, so let me
Yeah.
go home with him.
And look how you turned out. I mean, come on.
I think I did okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this guy just fucking threw a curveball into your
Oh.
perfectly laid plan that was executed flawlessly. So what's going down? What happens then?
Well-
Do the dominoes just start to fall?
Oh, they fucking dropped real hard. They fucking dropped because then that guy, the dad, it was like her stepdad, and he was freaking out because he didn't know where she was. She wasn't
Right.
at school, and she
Right.
had this cell phone that she
Justifiably
stole.
so.
She stole it from a function they went to the night before, and whoever that person was probably angry and
Yeah.
talking shit, and he wanted to fix it and resolve it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they got into cahoots, that dad and my dad. And my dad kind of knew, I think, that I lied. I didn't go to school. So I think they both called the school together and talked to the secretary to confirm that I wasn't there. And there was a phone call made. Well, don't you know, the next fucking call that was to Officer Hackert in North Wales.
Oh my God. We've honestly this guy has been brought up on this show so many times that he's basically a fucking guest by now. Like this guy's been brought up so many fucking times.
Well, he was my dare officer in 6th grade. So
Yeah,
like
the
he
least
knew me.
successful dare officer of all time.
Yeah. He taught the dare program, I guess, for a while. And he knew me, he knew my brother, he knew who I was, that's for sure. And
He knew the Little Meenas. He works the streets.
I used to be a tomboy, like fourth and fifth grade. And I used to wear my brother's clothes to school. It was so embarrassing. So he knew that I did that, and like he remembered me.
He was like, "Hey, transvestite, what's going on?"
Oh yeah, because one of my best friends was like, she turned out to be a lesbian, and everybody used to like.
She didn't turn out to be a lesbian. She always was. They're born that way. You fucking
Guys, turns out.
yeah. Turns out,
turns
rug
out.
muncher. Yeah.
So yeah, he was cool to a point, and then basically like I don't know. I thought I had it in the bag. I was like, Connie's gonna be ready in like an hour when her mom leaves for work. Jackie will show up. You know, she had my boyfriend's phone number. She'll call.
Sure.
I thought it was all good. I already talked to my dad. I'm in my boyfriend, like we're like making out or something.
Yeah.
And then next thing I know, there's a knock on the door.
Oof. Where you're like, I'm gonna put on my boyfriend's clothes real quick. He'll never know.
And I'm like, well, yeah. And I'm like, wait, your mom went to work, your dad's at work, like your brother's at school, like who could it be? And I look at the people, and fucking hacker standing there, like, I want to say with his flashlight in the daylight, like looking around.
Damn.
And I just dropped. Like, I didn't know what was I didn't know. I was like, oh my God, like, what is going on?
Damn. So then what happened?
I didn't answer the door. We didn't know what to do. We literally didn't know what to do. And then my boyfriend's mom like flies in the door and starts screaming his name. And then like,
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. So your boyfriend's mom let you
Yeah.
hang out, like knowingly let you hang out with him?
Yeah,
Is it who I think it is, Shanna?
it has to be.
Best. Their mom is the best.
Yeah. So yeah. Basically his mom came in screaming at him. You know, she didn't, put that on me at all. She blamed him, even though I did kind of formulate everything. And she was just like, you're going to school right now. And the officer hacker ended up, I think they
Did
wanted
he
to
drive you to school in the police car?
He drove me, and
You were
Steven
the
got to
coolest kid
go-
in school that fucking day. Just
Steven got to
FYI.
go with his mom, and guess what fucking time it was?
What?
It was like 9:30 a.m.
So
And
you
middle
had like
school-
the whole day.
Middle school starts at 8:20.
Yeah. So you didn't miss anything.
Oh.
Yeah, you missed homeroom. So yeah, your plan got foiled real quick.
They escorted me straight to the principal's office. We had a girl principal at Pembroke. I forget her name. I remember my elementary school one, but I can't remember my middle school one, which is weird. But she just sat me down and then was like trying to talk to me about like sex, and I'm just like, I wasn't having sex. Like we weren't doing stuff like that yet.
Yeah,
But
we were
she
only at
was-
first base, lady.
She
Cut
was
us a
way over
break.
my head with everything. And then she kept trying to get really deep with that stuff. Like, I guess she assumed I was a bad kid doing bad things.
Oh, I
I
don't
mean,
know why she would think that.
I just did
Yeah, but
organized
the name was
crime.
Smut.
Like, I would have been an expert at organized crime. That's all I know. But I didn't really like do horrible things.
You do have the last name for it. That's right. So
But yeah, she just gave me like 4 Saturday schools. It was 2 to 4. Like it was 2, and then I think 2 dropped off, and that was it. That was my punishment. And then I think Stephen got the same thing, but we weren't allowed to like be in the same room or something at Saturday school. I forget, but
well,
I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. I got to go to Saturday school with the high school kids.
Yeah. Saturday school sucked. So okay, guys, we are coming to the top of time. I'll tell you this. Shanna, this has been a fucking blast. You've been a great guest, and we haven't even like scratched the surface. There's still a lot more to get into. So I know that we're all usually on the same page with this, but Jana, Liam, and I mean, we would love it, Shanna, if you'd be willing, if you would like to come back on the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Super fun.
We'd love to have you again.
All right, awesome.
No, this was great. So we're coming to the top of time. Shanana, anything you want to say to the Shanana maniacs before we get out of here?
Don't get in food fights in school.
Ooh, TBD or to be continued for next time. Remember that cliffhanger. Very nice.
I have one last question.
Of course.
Thank you for coming to Working Perspectives. What do you do?
Oh,
What do
yeah, great question. What's your job?
What's my actual job? I do medical billing.
Ooh, sexy.
Oh my God, that's enthralling.
Enthralled. Nice.
But
So
one day I'll do something with like fashion. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Something more.
Oh, it's funny you mentioned that. Jana actually has a degree in fashion from a school that doesn't exist anymore.
Well, that's
Correct.
still awesome.
It was there. It was there once.
It was there.
And now it's an
counts.
Old Navy, which I mean, if you want to talk fashion,
Is fashion in itself. Yeah.
that is fashion.
Oh,
Frugal
I would
fashion.
love. Yeah, I would love to. I want to start like my own business of some sort, but I don't know.
If you guys want to do a show based on fashion, I will produce it for you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Working Perspectives Fashion Show with Shanna and Jana.
Shannon Jan coming at you.
We do need, I mean, I am trying, we do well. I will say this, we do cater to, majority male based demographic. So I am trying to expand to a
We won't
female
wear
demo.
shirts.
No. Where, I mean, Jana, I mean, well, whatever you want to do is fine with me. But but no, if we did have like a fashion show, it would help us cater to a new demographic. So, the female one.
Yeah, sounds cool.
The female one.
Yeah. So okay. So we're coming to the top of time. Janane, anything you want to say to the Janane acts before we get out of here?
Thank you guys. See you tonight.
Oh, all right. Great. Love it.
Right.
Awesome. Lasmeeshma, what do you got before we get out of here?
Next time you fight fire with fire, remember the fire department uses water.
Words to live by.
Yeah. So Justin's power went out, so that's why he dropped off. But speaking of power being out, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, coming today by jdub, Justin Richardson, Lasmeeshma, Liam Reese, the amazing Jana Hehlo, and our guest today was the one and the only Little Meena's smut, Shanna Vesci. You can find all our stuff and all our content and all podcast platforms and YouTube at Work Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Work Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep this thing going. This has been another episode of the Work Perspectives Podcast. Thanks for listening. Stick around for the ad read. Thanks. See you.
Do you have a message or a story inside of you that you've been waiting to tell? Have you always dreamed of writing a book but are intimidated by the complexities of the book publishing world? Perhaps you want to use a book to launch your public speaking or consulting career. If so, please reach out to Scott and Bell Publishing, located right here in beautiful Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Scott and Bell Publishing handle all genres and authors with all experience levels. Scott & Bell Publishing gives authors 100% creative freedom and a higher royalty split. They can be found at www.skotbell.com. That's www.s as in Sam, K as in Kite, O as in October, T as in Tom, B as in Boy, E as in Edward, L as in Larry, L as in Larry.com. That's Scott and Bell Publishing, where the authors go.